question, Mutima.
So, welcome to part 2 of this interview, the first of many. So, the question was, I think we left off, you had met your teacher. So, your teacher meaning, can you please share?
Yeah, the thing is meeting teachers. I had different teachers, of course. First of all, I had a teacher with the transcendental meditation, but I wasn't a personal teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So he was teaching for very big groups, and that's a different kind of teacher student relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. And then I had a teacher with whom I did energetic training, work with energies.
Mm-hmm.
There was also a school of energy healing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also had a teacher who taught also about healing, not a specific technique, but about healing and also about connecting with the soul.
Mm-hmm.
And during that time, when I was with that teacher, she invited her teacher
Mm-hmm.
to see her group.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw this teacher, it was very nice to get in contact with her. And she gave a lecture. I don't know about what anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, then she offered that whoever in this group would feel a calling to have a teaching with her could come to her and say, okay, I would like to be a student, or I would like to continue my knowledge with you. And I wasn't sure. So one day passed, the second day passed, the third day passed, and then I thought, oh, you know what? I think I would like to have a teaching, her teaching.
Mm-hmm. So when you
So-
say teaching, meaning her method of practice? Is that what teaching is, or
well,
raising
teaching,
awareness?
accompanying students on a spiritual path.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so when I came up to her, hi, and then the first thing she said, where are you from?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can imagine how many thousands of people have asked me this question. But after she posed this question, I had a very deep feeling of, she knows who I am.
Mm-hmm.
It was this very deep feeling of connection and a certainty. Yes, I feel to be with her.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, yes, I'm very interested, etc., etc. Okay. And from there it started that we came together, and different people from that group sort of continued with her. And with these people, I'm still together today.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So interesting. Yeah.
So how long ago was that?
So I met her in 2000, yes.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So
And
23 years.
yes. And I remember the time I spent with her when my mother died.
Okay.
And this was really a blessing, I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
A very, very, very intensive way of communicating. Of course, I was very, very, very sad when my mother died, because we had a very, very tight relationship.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And as I said, a lot changed while I was together with my teacher during this period. And then I started to organize seminars for her in Europe.
Can I just ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
You're saying that it was very helpful that your teacher was very helpful during that process. Was that because you were able to communicate with your mother on the other side, or you had a greater awareness of the afterlife, or you just were able to sit with your emotions during? Or was it all above everything above?
Well, in the first place, of course, it was about the emotions,
Mm-hmm.
and also about how to sort of leave my mother so that she could go her path,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
because I was aware of holding on to her,
Mm-hmm.
and she was also holding on to me,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because at a certain point she came to me in the inner world and said, this has to be cancelled. This situation needs to be cancelled.
Okay.
So I had to explain to her, but Mama, you are on the other side, and it's on our soul impulse that I stay here in this world for a little longer, and you continue on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And then this, so to speak, interference stopped.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the helping was also the understanding of the way a mother has an influence on um, our growth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was very deep for me.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, your teacher helped you through the process of letting go and understanding the depth of the relationship you had with your mother. Did she,
Yes.
from a spiritual perspective?
Yes, also.
Okay.
And also the thing is, because of the fact that I never married and never was a mother myself,
Mm-hmm.
the principle of mother daughter, daughter mother,
Mm-hmm.
um, was, yeah, for me, a very intense question,
Mm-hmm.
because knowing what a mother's work is and who a mother is, I didn't experience this
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because I never established a family with children.
Mm-hmm. 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 Wow. It's it's almost like a close, like the chapter closed, like it went full, it's gone full circle.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean full circle
Full
in which way?
circle in terms of the relationship of the mother and daughter between the two of you. Not you're not you haven't repeated that, so it's it's closed. I mean, you know, as you know, my obsession with the spiral, so things are always going, going on and
Yeah.
on and on. Whereas this is closed, like it's come full circle.
Yeah, the thing is, because of the fact that my mother had dementia,
Hmm.
I was actually, for
The
years,
mother,
I was her mother,
exactly.
taking care of her
Hmm.
in a different perspective, of course.
Hmm. Hmm.
But still, that's why it was important to get our relationship, mother and daughter, also from other aspects, from the soul aspect,
Hmm.
from the soul, yeah, angle,
Hmm. Hmm.
and that was very important.
Okay.
Yeah.
And beautiful. It's lovely that you were able to do that and you had help to get to that stage.
Yes.
So, I mean, this is some years ago. So, the feelings that you have around it, are you resolved within yourself?
Yes. Very much.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Beautiful. So, you've had this teacher that
Mhm.
you've had for the last 23 years. But still, the thing is that, again, going back to the amazing thing that I found about you is that you're always so positive. So, you know, fast forward to 2020, when on a collective level, things changed. I remember, you were, talking to you. And again, we couldn't actually see each other. So I'd be
Mhm.
walking the dogs and
Yes.
talking to you on the phone. But when we finally got to see each other, you still have this amazing positive outlook. And with everything that's coming up in terms of the duality of this world, you still maintain that positivity. How, and it's kind of come, I think the basis is from this spiritual practice. But how do you still maintain this positivity that you have?
Good question.
Is it a bit like asking you, where does happiness come from?
The thing is, honestly, I don't think so much about it.
Well, actually, quite frankly speaking, after what we've heard, you do think a lot about a lot of things. So,
Yeah, the thing is, my meditation practice has really brought me to a point where I know that this inner peace and this um, inner level of deep knowledge of what we are doing here, what we
mm-hmm,
have to do in this dual world.
mm-hmm,
So this dual world is not a perfect world in the sense, but we are we have to strive for unity, because if we are in a dualistic world, what we have to learn is to also experience the unity. And that's also what you can experience in meditation, that there is this world where there is perfect silence and perfect unity.
mm-hmm,
And even if you just dive into it once in a while and once in a while over all the years, it
mm-hmm,
makes it a real tangible experience.
mm-hmm,
And I think this has impregnated itself within me,
mm-hmm.
so that I'm really very motivated and know that we can be the ones who work with our awareness to have the collective frequency to be strong and positive,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
instead of focusing on all the negative situations we have here, which is also something which belongs to this world.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so that you say, okay, this shouldn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
From all these negativity, we can learn a whole lot. And that's my aim, to see the things as whole, although there are parts which are not whole.
So what, what, excuse me, sorry for stuttering over there. What is your take on what is the purpose of life?
Oh, such a difficult question. What
Or
is the purpose of
what is your purpose in
it?
life?
My purpose in life, I would say, is to be conform with my assignment in this lifetime.
Mm-hmm. And what do you mean by your assignment?
Well, I think on the soul level, we have a view of what we are coming to do here in this world, to grow on our journey.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's very clear, it's good that you focus yourself on this assignment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And is when you talk about this assignment, is this something that with everything that you have learnt through your spiritual practice, is that where you've come to this realization that everyone has an assignment, or is this just a feeling that you've always had, that there's an assignment or a purpose and it's working out what that purpose is?
Yes, it was always a feeling,
Mm-hmm.
because in my life, as I said before, wasn't so much about I want to have this happen. I want to, to have a purpose, to have a goal which needs to be manifested,
Mm-hmm.
like this. I never had this. I always was on this wave, and the trust that I would come to this point where my next opening would happen, so that I could go on to the next level of my journey, of my involvement.
Okay, so I've had an aha moment. And basically, what you're saying is you've never had this pressure you've never put this pressure on yourself that you have to do A, B, and C.
No.
I think maybe we're going to have a part C to this. Because I would love to know how that is possible.
I don't have a recipe for this.
Thank you very much, Christina.
Okay.
I would like to get you back to talk about a few other things, but thank you very much for taking your time to come here and spread some of this positivity and badass great energy.
It was a pleasure, Rajipa. Thank you.